everyone. I am making this video to discuss my experience with the Mirena IUD. Basically, I just want to explain the actual process and the procedure, hoping that it can help anyone who is considering it. When I was considering using it, I did turn to videos just to see other people's experiences with it, what to expect during the procedure, and afterwards. It helped me a lot just so that I didn't have any surprises when I went in for the appointment. So on Monday, I will be 4 months postpartum, and I went today and had it inserted. The process started when I was 1 month postpartum. I went for my postpartum visit, and during that visit, one of the topics was birth control. Now, for me, the birth control that I'm able to choose was very limited. I do have high blood pressure. It's slightly elevated, which got higher towards the end of my pregnancy. And as of now, it's still slightly elevated. So basically, estrogen is off the table. Any product that has estrogen in it is off the table, which is pretty much all birth control pills out there. Also, the NuvaRing and all that, they all have estrogen. So my options were condoms, or the progestin shot, which is the Depo-Provera, or the IUD, because the IUD is also a progesterone only hormone that's in it. So at that moment, I did decide that I wanted to do the Mirena, and the reasons are: 1, it's progestin only, so it doesn't affect my blood pressure. 2, it is 99.9% accurate. It's almost just as accurate as having tubal ligation, which was what my physician said this morning when I went in. He said it's close to that. That's how accurate it is. And it lasts up to 5 years. You can remove it at any time. As soon as it's inserted, it is immediately effective, so you don't have to wait a time frame to have unprotected sex. And as soon as you remove it, you are able to conceive immediately. You don't have to wait. Some people conceive right away within the first cycle after removal. Some people conceive within a couple months. From what I read, between about 8 and 10 women conceive within the first year. But the majority of everything I read was pretty much a month, 2 months, 3 months right after. One of the other reasons I chose it was I do not want to have another baby anytime soon. I'm thinking 3-4 years in the future. We'll, in 2-3 years, we'll discuss when we will decide to remove it. But as of now, I do not want another baby. I want to spend all my time with Jackson and give him all my time before I especially enjoy this time with him. I mean, this is the best times, is when they're so little and they're learning and they're picking up pretty much all these little habits, and they're growing and all the milestones. So I want to enjoy him before I have to give my attention to another baby. And so I decided that I didn't want to have to use condoms, because if I decided in a year I wanted to have a baby, another one, then I would have done that. But since we're not having one anytime soon, we decided to go this route. So the process pretty much is, once you decide that you want to do the Mirena, you have to fill out an application at your doctor's office. Your doctor will then send it into your prescription insurance company. In my case, it's CVS Caremark. Once they receive it, it took them about a month for them to get back to me about it. And they basically just asked me if I was still interested in it, and they put it through the insurance, and it was covered 100%. I didn't have to pay any copays towards it, which is great, because I hear it's expensive and it can cost up to $500 depending on what insurance you have. They only cover, a lot of them only cover a percentage, some cover it 100%. So that's great. As soon as they approved it, my doctor got it within 4 days in his office, and they basically called me to set up an appointment. The appointment had to be scheduled during my menstrual cycle. you're at that point slightly dilated to release the menses, so you had to go during that time frame. So I had to wait another couple weeks until then. That's why I'm now 4 months postpartum, and it's now that I'm getting it put in. So today I went in this morning. The first thing they did was they did a pregnancy test. They wanted to make sure that I was not pregnant. Even though I was menstruating, they still had to do it. After that, you have to lay on the table, and you have to pretty much do everything from a regular annual. Feet in the stirrups, scooch to the table, speculum, open up your vaginal walls. They do clamp your cervix during it, like a pinch, which I didn't really feel, considering I took 800 milligrams of ibuprofen an hour before my appointment. I guess that's one of the reasons that was not even uncomfortable. It was fine. I didn't feel a thing. But once they had to get the dilator to insert the tube, and they had to dilate my cervix, that did hurt. But it didn't hurt where it was like an excruciating pain. It felt like very hard cramps. And it lasted about 30 seconds. And then the cramps were pretty much gone within 2 minutes. The actual insertion took less than a minute. Once all that was done, they had to wait a little bit for me to be able to sit up, because you are slightly lightheaded after the procedure. I got up, I felt fine, and I had to make an appointment 6 weeks later, and that appointment is to do an ultrasound to verify that it is still in position. And it hasn't moved. There is a chance that it can move, but it's highly unlikely. The doctor also said that during intercourse, if my partner or I are uncomfortable with the string, because there is this little string that hangs out of your cervix, that is for when you go to remove it, you can just pull it out. If you do feel it and it's uncomfortable, you can make an appointment earlier, and they will trim it just to make it more comfortable during intercourse. You're able to have it as soon as you feel like having it, intercourse, and like I said, it's immediately effective. The doctor assured me, because I asked, and he said, nope, it's effective as soon as it's in. So that is my experience. I will make another video a month after having it inserted, to let you know my experience with it. And they do say that your periods get lighter, so we'll see how that is next month. Eventually your periods do disappear, they said, but it gets lighter to the point that you either spot or you just don't even get a period anymore. So I will let you know how that goes. And I feel fine right now. So if you have any questions or comments, please post, and I will talk to you later.